Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Happy Monday. It's time we kick it off with some motivation. Here's the quote. Rest is not idleness, and to lie down sometimes on the grass on a summer day, listening to the murmur of water or watching the clouds float across the sky is hardly a waste of time. As we go into this upcoming holiday weekend, let me encourage you to relax and to rest and enjoy this Independence Day. Being productive and checking things off that checklist is always good, but so is enjoying some downtime. And with that, let's get started on today's show. First up, I take you inside of 469 Cycle Shop, checking out their Harley-Davidson collection and learning about their initiatives to support local veterans. Then it's Money Monday with Foster Financial, and we are talking about that ching-ching, ways to make money off of your investment. And later, our Best Reviews team breaks down some great products to enhance your hobbies. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by 469 Cycle Shop. I am here at 469 Cycle Shop, which offers everything from Harley motorcycles to apparel and more. Today I'm going to learn more about their business and how they give back to our local veterans. Vroom, vroom. And joining me now is Mike Ackles, who is the owner here at 469 Cycle Shop. Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
Or AKA Big Mike.
Yes, Big Mike.
That's what they call you.
Call me. 27 years, I can't shake it.
Can't shake it. Well, it comes with a height, I'm sure.
Oh, it actually started out, I was called Big Heart.
Oh, that's
and
sweet.
I hated it. I hated it for so long, so then I just started calling me Big Mike.
Big Mike. Well, awesome. Well, Big Mike, I know that you have this really big cycle shop, and as I look behind, there are so many amazing used Harley motorcycles.
Yep.
And you've been around for 10 years.
Well, I've been in Fort Wayne for almost 25 years.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it a long time at different shops, but I've owned my own store. This was in 2013, so 10 years.
Yes, congratulations
Oh, thank
on
you.
that milestone. Okay, so just give us an overview of what you sell and what people can expect when they come here.
469 Cycle Shop is more of what you would have expected if you'd have came in a shop in the early 90s, late 90s. We're a mom and pop shop, but we're 31,000 square foot with hundreds and hundreds of motorcycles. So yes, I'm the biggest shop in Indiana, but I do things the way our grandparents would have done. I mean, I'm old school. You know, you can come in and talk to the owner. I mean, I'm in here all the time. You know, we do discounts differently. We do pricing differently. We just do things a lot different. You can come here and you just feel like you're in an old shop, you know, where it's not really commercialized.
Right.
We're far from commercialized. We probably could use a little commercializing. We're a little too far away, but we just have a good time here.
That's good. Authenticity is great. I'm sure that's what brings people back.
I think people just like how true we are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm true to what we do and I'm true to how we sell. I mean, that's how we do business.
That's
awesome. Like they
awesome.
did in the old days.
Right. And so in this cycle shop, you have your used motorcycles, but you also have clothing and apparel that you sell, but for a special reason. So tell me about your venture.
We got into the clothing because of my father-in-law. I used to give away t-shirts. You'd come, here's a free t-shirt. And we met a company called Clothes for Joe's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And it's started by Matt Cobb, and it's a company of some good old guys that collected clothes to give to homeless vets in Fort Wayne. Well, my father-in-law was like, man, we need to help these guys. So the more I researched it, I'm like, we need to help these guys, and they need financial help. So what I've done is we started selling our clothes. So anything I sell with my name on it, we give all the proceeds to Clothes for Joe's.
Wow.
Like all of it. And it can be a lot. Last year we gave 6,000 pair of socks to them. Wow. Some years we pay rent. It's just, I'm very embarrassed for Fort Wayne. I truly am embarrassed because when we go home, I go home to a nice home. I have a nice house, I have a nice life. And it's just sad that someone's sleeping under a bridge who helped fight for me to have that. Nobody volunteered back in the old days. It's not like today where we can join the Army. We're talking about people who were drafted.
Right.
I mean, could you imagine kids today getting drafted? Like, it would not work well.
Yeah.
But back then, these were people that didn't have a choice. So they were made to do this. So now they're living under bridges. You know, we pull up to stop signs, we see them on the corner, and we all think, what a bum, get a job. But there's a lot more to that, because these people have seen things, done things. There's a mental breakdown, and Clothes for Joe's helps them.
Yeah.
And me as a business owner, I want to do everything I can. So that's where our parties come in.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, I hear you. You're not just talking about it, you're being about it. And so you dedicated the sales of your clothing and your apparel to be able to give to this special organization, but you also have that special event taking place all throughout the summer to raise money as well. So tell me about your summer parties.
We do big bike nights, you know. Big Mike, I'm known for partying. I was a Northside kid. I was a partier at Northside. I've been partying my whole life. I'm really good at throwing banger parties.
Okay.
But what I did was I incorporated the fun. You know, giving to charities doesn't have to always be just here's money.
Right.
You can have fun. There's nothing wrong with coming out to a bike night. So we'll have free food at our bike nights.
Okay.
We got live music. We have events. We have hot rods. We have motorcycles. It's just a big party, but the goal is to get people together in order to sucker them into a t-shirt so that way we can help out the homeless.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with helping with a smile or helping with a good laugh, you know what I mean? So if we can have fun at these bike nights, and we do them all summer long, we do them, I don't want to say when, because they vary.
Right.
They're about every 2 weeks we try to have one. But they're free to everybody. People without motorcycles come. They're just a good time. And then Clothes for Joe's will come to our events also. And then they'll have like donation jars and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is awesome. I mean, nothing wrong with partying for a purpose, right?
I like that.
Yes.
But that's what we do. And we party hard.
Party hard for a purpose.
Yeah.
I like that. But then something else fun that you do is when people come in and they purchase clothing, their name goes in a drawing to win a big prize.
Yeah. 3 years ago, we were sitting around, we're like, we need to get people to buy more clothes. So we had this little motorcycle that I got on trade. I don't even know what it was. It was a Buell or something. I don't even want it. But it was like, we're like, just give that motorcycle away. Anybody buys a shirt gets a chance to win this bike. Well, it went over really well. Well, since then, I've given away 3 more.
Oh, wow.
But we kind of stepped it up. Like, we're giving away a Springer Harley-Davidson. I mean, this thing is amazing. Last year we gave away a dresser. The year before we gave away a bike with a sidecar on it.
Yeah.
So we've actually stepped up. And now every time you buy something, you get a chance to win that bike.
Just go in the drawing.
You're in the drawing.
Yeah.
And then what we do at the last bike night of the year, someone wins it.
Okay.
And I donate the bike, and it just, that's something I do for myself.
Yeah.
And it's neat. It makes it fun.
Yeah.
You know, and there's people all over the country that are entered in. You don't have to be here. So people from everywhere, you know. We've only had in 4 giveaways, we only have 1 person actually here to win it. So we do it that way, so that way it helps Clothes for Joe's.
Yes.
Because someone that maybe don't live around here, or maybe someone who moved away from Fort Wayne, will buy a t-shirt and be like, hey, we want to help the homeless vets.
Yeah.
And they might win a bike.
Yeah, and they can just do that online.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Well, it sounds like a wonderful event that's going to be taking place throughout the whole summer. And of course, people can stop by. If they want to learn more about the events that are coming up and also how to purchase some of your apparel, where should they go?
Facebook, it's the best thing.
Okay.
I mean, I hate to say it, but our website's 469cycleshop.com, but Facebook. And let me just leave you with this. If you're a business owner in Fort Wayne, even if you're not a business owner and you're doing well, help them.
Yeah.
Don't help me. I don't need it. I'm doing good in life. Please buy a bike, but I don't. But at the same time, this is all about helping homeless vets.
Yeah.
That's all I care about at this point in my life. I'm about helping the people who need help.
Yeah. Well, thank you for what you do. It was a
No,
pleasure to
don't
speak
thank
with
me.
you.
Thank them. They're the
Thank
ones that did the
you
work.
for purchasing the shirts so that he can help the homeless vets. How about that?
I like that.
Thank you, Mike.
Enjoy.
If you'd like more information about 469 Cycle Shop, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by 469 Cycle Shop.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Welcome to Money Monday, where we give you holistic financial advice from Foster Financial. And joining me today is their Vice President, Caleb Doan. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
Good. Okay, so we're going to talk about something today that everyone cares about, which is making money,
Yeah.
generating that income, and really how that impacts your investments. Okay, so let's talk. What is your first tip for us?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd say when people retire, one of the biggest things that they're concerned about is generating income in retirement. Of course, that's probably the biggest thing that you give up when you retire is that consistent paycheck every other Friday.
Yeah.
And so Social Security can replace a portion of that. Oftentimes, maybe people have like a small pension or something like that too, but generally that's not enough for people to live off of.
Okay.
And so that's where the investments come in, and we can use those to generate income. And of course, the conversation over the past year or two has been, what's going to happen to interest rates? People are talking about interest rates went up like crazy. Now there's the possibility that they're going to go down within the next couple of years, which is good if you're buying a home. But if you're using bonds to generate interest and that interest goes down, that can cut into your income every single month on the investment side of things.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people in retirement now that they're saying, hey, what if the bonds in my portfolio don't generate as much interest as they used to generate? And so that's one of the things that we have to look out for over the next couple of years and figure out what to do.
Okay, so this technique really works for people who have already decided to invest over their career, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
not so much taking your Social Security money or your pension money and now putting that in investment to generate more income. This is like funds that you have, what to do with it. It's been sitting there all this time. Now you have to decide how to best allocate it. And so what is your advice for that?
Yeah, so there's a couple options to generate income. Of course, we can still have a portion of people's retirement accounts invested in bonds to generate interest.
Okay.
One of the things we can do is even lock in that interest rate now for the rest of your retirement. So
Okay.
I mean, you can buy 10-year treasuries or 20-year treasuries that will pay interest at the relatively high interest rate that we have right now for the rest of your retirement. And so that's one thing to kind of avoid that risk of interest rates going down in the future. Another option is dividend producing stocks.
Okay.
So you can buy stocks that pay a certain dividend monthly or quarterly, and you can live off the cash that's generating.
It would generate enough dividend to live off of?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it certainly can. And then there was actually an article that was just ran in Wall Street Journal over the weekend about this somewhat new type of fund that has really been introduced maybe in the past couple of years. It's a strategy that's been around for a long time, but they called it equity premium income funds. And it's something that we use for a lot of our clients too. And they actually called it baby boomer candy is what they called it, because there's a lot of baby boomers who are retired now who use these funds to generate income in their investment accounts.
Okay.
And so these funds, they produce probably 7 or 8%, maybe even 9% of income every single year. So if you have $100,000 invested, it generates $8,000, let's say, of income for somebody to live off of.
Interesting. I like that name.
Yeah,
And it
baby
has to
boomer
be,
candy.
Yeah, sweet as candy to make it worth their while. So you mentioned before about interest rates and how those fluctuating could really impact someone. So what would happen if interest rates did go down?
Yeah, if interest rates went down, basically new treasuries that are, released, sold from the government would produce less interest. And all or many of the bond funds in the market buy into these United States treasuries.
Okay.
And so those would start producing less interest. Previously, if you had $100,000 invested in one of these treasury bond funds, it was giving you, let's say, 4.5%. If interest rates drop, maybe it's only giving you 3%. And so your income just went from $4,000 a year on that fund down to $3,000 a year, or whatever it is on that fund. So you obviously have to figure out a way to kind of bridge that gap.
Right.
And that's where we can look at, dividend stocks, these equity income funds. There's a lot of options that we can do for people.
Okay. And as they do start to evaluate like what to do, when to start generating that income. Around what age? Like, do you recommend making these plans prior to retirement so you can kind of have something locked in and you get a reasonable idea of what your monthly income would be? Or is it best to wait until you retire so you fully get the full scope of your portfolio?
Yeah, you should certainly have a plan throughout, all stages of life. When you're working, there needs to be a plan. When you're getting close to retirement, that plan might change. And certainly when you're retired, there needs to be a plan there. But it needs to be dynamic, right? And so that's where having a financial advisor can help with that, because your plan needs to change over the course of retirement.
Right.
While you're working, you're focused on growth. When you're getting closer to retirement, maybe you need to be a little bit more conservative. And in retirement, a lot of times you need to generate that income. And so that comes with a lot of changes across the portfolio. And that's where a financial advisor who's a fiduciary can really help with that.
All right, and that someone is you. So thank you so much for your advice today.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you'd like more information about Foster Financial, they actually offer complimentary consultations. So we'll have their phone number listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
If you want to get off your phone or away from your computer screen, developing a new hobby is the perfect thing to do in your free time. Our friends over at Best Reviews sent us some products for some of our favorite hobbies in this sponsored segment. And I want to start with the Buzzy Seed Growing Kits. These are 100% natural and non-GMO seeds, and a couple of us took them home to see how it would work and how they grew. Ladies, what did you think?
So we all had a different experience. I put mine right by the window and I did not water it. And just so you know, that doesn't work for plants. They need water to grow. But we had another producer put it in a little baggie, a Ziploc, like a greenhouse, and it already is sprouting. And someone else just replanted it. You could outside or in your own pot.
And my kids actually really loved it. They put the seeds in. They said, "How many seeds, Mom?" And so you put it in there, you water it. So it's still growing.
Good.
We have to see like full grown.
Water it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make sure you
my
Water it. And there are instructions included for only $13.99. You can grow strawberries, beautiful flowers, whatever it is that goes to your liking. Okay, look at this beautiful plant from Via Citrus. This is Calamondin, and think half mandarin orange and half kumquat. The fruit is growing, starting to bud. You can see it right here. And once this has ripened and it's time to use this, guess what you can use this for? Baked goods, jams, cocktails. There's a year-round blooming cycle, and look how beautiful it is too. You can see one of the little white buds just starting
I like
right
the
in the
babies.
back of the
Look at
plant.
the baby fruit on there.
Itsy bits,
It's
but
already that easy, huh?
I'd use those. You'd use those for summer drinks and those summer jams.
And you smell the citrus, like wherever you put it. All right, so after you're done gardening, why not go on a hike or a walk? Don't you always have your keys and your phone and your earbuds? You don't know what to do with them? Now you do. This is the Gaiam Altitude Waist Pack. So first, before I put it on, I want you to feel how soft this is. So you know it's against your skin, typically, because you're putting it on with your workout wear. That is so lightweight. So you just throw that on there. And by the way, it's adjustable, so you can make it to any size. So now you got all your stuff and you're ready to go. I even put my dog poop bags in here and maybe some dog treats when I'm hiking with Miles.
And a phone. But
And a
I
phone.
love how soft it is, first of all, and the color. It's so pretty.
And the price. You'll love this, $14.98.
That's a steal.
That is a steal.
And a hat to go with.
So, Dina, I'm going to throw that on while I'm out there. This is also from Gaiam. It's the women's classic fitness running hat. So this is breathable because you need that out in the heat. It's lightweight, quick dry fabric, but it protects your face from the sun, which is so important when you're out there. Moisture wicking sweatband. It has this pre-shaped bill, so it looks like a custom hat. And one size fits most. And again, this is also under $15. It's $14.98.
No kidding. Okay, well, you know how much I like this yoga and this brand, Gaiam. They make yoga mats that are really super thick. So when you're doing your practice, it's comfy and it's that extra thick foam that you want underneath you when you're doing all those stretches.
Can I feel that?
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to slide.
No, you don't want it to slide. You
I like that
want
a
to
lot.
make sure it stays put. And when you're sweating, which is what I do, do. A lot of times it can slip and whatnot during class. But here it's like anti-slip. It's got a cute little strap around, so carrying it is no big deal when you're running from class to class.
This is exactly what you need.
It's
I need it.
so nice to have your own too, because then you don't worry about how clean the other mats are when you get them. You
I
just
know.
take your own personal mat.
And by the way, it comes in so many different colors. So maybe you don't do yoga. You can do ab work, you can do stretches, all kinds of
Push-ups,
things.
sit-ups,
It's great to
all
have
that.
in your home. And by the way, Gaiam also makes this awesome comfort meditation cushion. Really comfortable. It's breathable. It's about 4 pounds. So I
Let's
want you
see.
to lift
Bring it
up.
over.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Okay,
Yeah.
do you want to lift that up, Dina, so you can feel it?
It's weighted.
Oh.
And then the cover, microfiber here, really soft. It can be washed. So this is washable here.
Look, and here's a handle right
You
there.
can carry it wherever you want to go. If you meditate somewhere, maybe in a different part of your home, you just carry it.
Or even take it to class, like if you're headed to a class. Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
nice. That's
Okay,
nice and
so
weighted.
this one price tag here is $21.98. This one is $44.98. Combined would be a great gift.
I think we covered all of our hobbies here.
We did.
Yes.
Yeah. We all say it's a must.
I might grab some of these too, though.
And what great price points too.
I love it. And for more on these products and others, head to bestreviews.com or scan the QR code on your screen.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products and where to buy them on WANE.com.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, you can always catch up on episodes and segments of Living Local 15 by heading to WANE.com and also downloading the WANE app. And don't forget about, the YouTube page. And I'll leave you with this. Rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass on a summer day, listening to the murmur of water or watching the clouds float across the sky is hardly a waste of time. Enjoy your holiday week, and I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.